Hey, it's Erica. Welcome to your practice. Have a couple blocks and we're going to get going with one of them right away. So take one of your blocks and have it on the tallest height and bring it between your upper inner thighs so that your feet are hip distance apart. And make sure that they're parallel, and then begin to lengthen your tailbone down towards the earth. Roll your shoulders down your back and have your palms face forward. And then with your chin parallel to the floor, gently draw your chin back so that you feel the deep flexors of your neck engaged, so that you feel stable around the neck and shoulders. And then as you ground down through the four corners of your feet, begin to grow tall as you lengthen up through your spine all the way beyond the crown of your head. And then either let your eyes soften to one spot in front of you or go ahead and close your eyes. And just take a moment here to stop before you start. And in this moment of pause in the outer body, begin to tune in to your inner body. So take a moment to notice how your body feels this morning. Notice the quality of your mind space and your heart space. And if you haven't already, go ahead and begin to welcome a deeper breath. And just a few more cycles here as you stand tall in the essence of your being. And then whenever your next inhale arrives, go ahead and open up your eyes and sweep your arms all the way up overhead, full stretch. Exhale, bring your palms down the midline into your heart. Two more like that. Inhale, take your arms wide, sweep your arms all the way up overhead, look and stretch up. Exhale, palms down the midline. One more time. Full bright breath in. And deep breath out. On your next inhale, take your arms all the way up overhead, full stretch. This time as you exhale, hinge at your hips, bow forward, either palms to shins or fingertips to the floor. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway up. Exhale, fold forward and release. Rise to stand, deep inhale, come all the way up, full stretch. Exhale, hinge at your hips and head all the way back down. Let your breath move your body. Inhale, long spine, long neck. Exhale, fold back in. Press down into your feet. Inhale, rise to stand. Keep squeezing the block with your inner thighs. Exhale, hinge at your hips and fold inwards. Halfway lift is your inhale. This time as you exhale, plant your palms, and then it's just like a little bit of a penguin wobble with your feet as you wiggle your way back to plank pose. And if you need the support, you're always welcome to place your knees to the floor. But with your fingers spread wide, press down through your palms, and even though your arms are strong and straight, keep a little softness in your elbows. Continue to lengthen your tailbone down towards your heels. And keep toning of the muscles of your legs strong onto the bone as you hug the block between your inner thighs. Take one more deep breath in, and then slowly lower all the way to your belly as you breathe out, so that your chest and your thighs arrive at the same time. And then once you're down, place the tops of your feet to the floor, take your fingertips wide, and then inhale, rise into a low cobra pose. Exhale, heart forward and down. So we'll flow here. Keep squeezing the block with your inner thighs. Inhale to rise, Bhujangasana. Exhale, heart forward and down. Two more. On your inhale, when you rise up, coming only so much up that your low back feels free. And then exhale, heart forward and down. One more time. Big, bright breath in as you rise up. And then full breath out as you lower all the way down. At the bottom of your breath, plant your palms beside your rib cage. Curl your toes under. Knees can stay up or down. Take a deep breath in. Squeeze the block and then straighten your arms as you breathe out. Pause here for your breath in. Stay for the breath out. One more cycle of your breath here. Inhale deeply. Stay as you exhale completely. Keep squeezing the block with your inner thighs. And whenever your next exhale arrives, lift your hips and make your way into your first downward facing dog. And with your fingers spread wide, press the ridge of your palms forward and down so that your spine lengthens. And then from the lift of your sitting bones upwards, widen them apart, and at the same time, allow your heels to descend to the earth. With your belly drawing in and up, allow your eyes to be steady to one spot. 2 more cycles here. So with the block between your inner thighs, you may notice that there's a little bit more of a balanced weight distribution between your hands and your feet. You might notice a deeper sense of aliveness with your legs. Then keeping your feet exactly where you have them, start to walk your hands towards your feet so that you're all the way at the back of your mat. Halfway lift is your inhale. Fold into yourself, exhale. Press down into your feet. Inhale, rise to stand, come all the way up. Stay standing, and then as you exhale, backstroke your arms and interlock your fingers behind you. Take a deep inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. And you can bend your knees here as much as you need to. Allow the weight of your head to completely release down towards the earth, but continue to reach your arms up and overhead. Easy breath in and easy breath out. 2 more cycles of your breath. See if you can pull your belly in to help you deepen your fold. And then from here, bend your knees deeply. Inhale to chair pose. Reach your arms all the way up overhead. Let the weight shift back into your heels. And as you sink your hips low, lift your heart a little bit higher. And when you look down, you want to be able to see your toes. Smooth breath, and you sink your hips a little bit deeper. And you reach and stretch your arms a little bit higher. One more full deep inhale. Bow forward, long legs, long spine, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Walk your hands forward to plank pose, breathe out. Pause here for your inhale. Chaturanga or to your belly, exhale. Then cobra or up dog on your breath in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Pause here, 2 cycles of your breath. Keeping your palms steady into the earth. On your next inhale, rise to your toes, bend your knees, and then you can tiptoe or jump your feet to the top of your mat and fold forward. Halfway lift is your inhale. Fold into yourself, exhale. Rise to stand, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, come all the way up. And then exhale, bring your palms down the midline into your heart. Okay, so from here, we'll let the block go, set it off to the side. Release your arms alongside your body. Inhale, reach and stretch up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, fold forward, Uttanasana. Halfway lift is your inhale. Step to plank pose as you exhale. Pause here for the breath in. Feel the aliveness of your legs as though you had the block there. And then chaturanga, exhale. Inhale to up dog or cobra, shoulders back, throat back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg high as you inhale. Knee to nose, exhale 1 time. Then inhale to a 3-legged dog. Roll your hips open and bend your right knee deeply. Pull your left hip back. And as you soften your left heel to the floor, keep reaching your right knee up towards the sky. And then allow for a sense of expansion through not only your breath, but also your body. With your belly to your spine on your next inhale, square your hips, right leg long. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose and pause. Look forward on your breath in. Step forward, breathe out, lower your back knee down. And then inhale, rise into Anjali Asana, low lunge. Option 1, you can keep both arms reaching up. Option 2, bring your right hand to your hip. Or this is where you might want to bring a block beside your hip. So not so much forward, but beside. And then take a side stretch over towards the right. And you can have your block on any height, or perhaps maybe you don't need a block to be able to reach for the floor. But keep standing strong onto your right heel. Pull your right hip back. And then lengthen your tailbone down and actively stretch out through your left fingertips. Take one more full deep breath in. Can you arc over a little deeper as you breathe out? Then inhale, come all the way up, full stretch. Curl your back toes under if you're not already. And then as you exhale, begin to extend your right leg as you bow over it. Dig your right heel into the floor, then step forward. Inhale, rise to crescent pose, come all the way up, full stretch. Exhale, plant your palms and step to plank pose. Pause here for your inhale, chaturanga exhale. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Belly to spine, downward facing dog. Other side, left leg high, breathe in. Knee to nose, breathe out one time. Inhale to a three-legged dog, pause. Exhale, roll your hips open and bend deeply into your left knee. Hug your right hip back. And keep weighting your palms equally and evenly. With your next inhale, square your hips, draw your left leg to straight. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose and pause. Look forward on your breath in, step forward, breathe out, lower your back knee down. Once again, inhale, rise into your low lunge. So option one, you can stay exactly as you are, with both arms reaching up. Maybe your left hand comes down to your hip, or perhaps to a block, or fingertips to the floor. But make sure that your left hand is beside your hip and not reaching forward, because we really want to get the opening not only into the side of your right body, but also the front of your right hip. And then actively reach out through your right fingertips, and you'll feel a deeper opening into your hips. 2 more big breaths here. Keep hugging your inner thighs in towards the midline. And on your next inhale, reach your left arm all the way up, back toes curled under. Exhale, backstroke your arms and take a bow over your left leg, no hands, so using your core. Inhale, step into your left foot, rise to crescent pose, come all the way up, full stretch. Exhale, plant your palms and step to plank pose. Pause here for your breath in, chaturanga, breathe out. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pausing here, inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Right leg high, inhale. Knee to nose, exhale. So 1 breath per movement here. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, roll your hips open, bend deeply into your right knee. Inhale, square your hips, right leg long. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose and pause. Look forward on your breath in. Step forward, breathe out. Lower your back knee down. Inhale, rise into low lunge. Right away here, exhale, backstroke your arms, extend your right leg and take a bow. Inhale, step into your right foot. Rise to crescent pose, come all the way up. Open it up to warrior 2 as you exhale. So take a moment in warrior 2. Ground equally and evenly into both of your feet. Take 1 more full deep breath in. Lunge a little deeper, breathe out. Flip your right palm to the sky. Inhale into exalted warrior. Exhale, reach forward as far as you can, and then place your forearm to your thigh as you reach your left arm overhead. Or if you can keep the length of your side body, go ahead and place your right fingertips to the inner right foot. From the outer edge of your left foot, actively lengthen through your whole spine. And then gently work to spin your right ribcage to the left. Be very generous with your breath here. And then keeping your front knee bent. On your next inhale, rise to warrior 2. Exhale, chaturanga, plant your palms, step back and lower down. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg high, breathe in. Knee to nose, breathe out. 1 breath per movement, just like the other side. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, roll your hips open, bend deeply into your left knee. Inhale, square your hips, left leg long. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose. Pause here, look forward, breath in. Step forward, breathe out, lower your back knee down. Inhale, rise into Anjaneyasana. Exhale, backstroke your arms, take a bow over your left leg, dig your left heel into the earth. Step forward on your breath in, rise to crescent pose. Exhale, open it up to warrior two. Then take a moment just to feel for your feet, anchoring equally and evenly into the floor. Lunge a little deeper. Breathe deeper. Flip your left palm to the sky. Inhale, reach up and back, exalted warrior. Exhale, reach forward as far as you can, and then place your forearm to your thigh as you sweep your right arm overhead. Once again, if you can keep the length of your side body, go ahead and place your left hand to the floor, inside or outside the foot. From the outer edge of your back foot, with every inhale, grow your spine long. And on the exhale, spin your left rib cage to the right. Let your breath fill the entire shape of your body. Keeping your left knee bent, we're going to come out differently on this side. On your next inhale, rise all the way up to warrior two. Exhale, extend your front leg and then parallel your feet. Interlock your fingers behind you. Take a deep inhale, lift your chest, move your arms away from your body, and then exhale, bow forward. You can bend your knees as much as you need to here. Let the weight shift forward into the knuckles of your toes. Think to lift your sitting bones up to the sky and spread them wide. And continue to reach your arms up and overhead. And then let your breath move into the expansiveness of your heart center. Tone the muscles of your legs equally and evenly on all four sides. And on your next inhale, stretch your chest forward as you rise all the way up. Keep your arms reaching away from your body so you keep this stretch into your shoulders. And then exhale to release. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, bring your palms down the midline, turn your left toes forward, and then step your right foot to meet your left foot at the top of your mat, and release your arms. Inhale, stretch your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hinge at your hips, bow forward, Uttanasana. Bend your knees, inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, ribcage to your thighs, with your arm bones behind you. Keep your right foot down as you inhale, rise to stand and hug your left knee into your chest. Reach your arms all the way up overhead, and then as you exhale, kick your left leg forward. Take a deep inhale, stretch up, and then as you exhale, backstroke your arms, make your way to airplane pose. So lift up from your left inner thigh. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And with your belly drawing in, use the support of your front body to lift your torso away from gravity. Take one more full deep breath in. Then as you exhale, start to bend into your right knee. Take a big step back for crescent pose. Big breath, rise all the way up, full stretch. Chaturanga is your exhale. Keep looking forward as your right leg moves back. Then inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lift your hips. Pause here, one cycle of breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Rise to your tippy toes, bend your knees, look forward, and then walk super hot to the top of your mat, big toes touch. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale to fold. Bend your knees deeply, inhale, chair pose. So other side, exhale, ribcage to your thighs, push your arm bones back. Inhale, rise to stand, your right knee comes into your chest. Reach and stretch up, exhale, right leg forward. Deep inhale, stand tall. And then exhale, backstroke your arms, swoop your right inner thigh up towards the sky as you draw the light of your heart forward. Think to anchor your tailbone down so that you're accessing the deep muscles of your core for support and stability here. Then squeeze your shoulder blades together. And as you feel the contraction behind you, can you feel a deeper opening into the front of your heart? One more breath. So from here, start to bend into your left knee, take a big step back. Inhale, rise to crescent pose, look and stretch up. Exhale, plant your palms, step back and lower. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale to lift your hips. Pausing here, full breath in, and a long breath out. 2 more like that. You're always welcome to take a child's pose here. Just taking a moment of finding stillness in the body, smoothness in your breath. On your next inhale, rise onto your tippy toes, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, walk, step or hop to the top of your mat, big toes touch. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale to fold. Bend your knees, inhale, chair pose a little differently this time. Exhale, twist to the right. So bring your left upper arm to the outside of your thigh, lift your chest so that your thumbs are right at heart center. And let the weight anchor into your heels. Lift your chest and lift your heart away from your belly. Smooth breath in and deep breath out. Take one more full inhale. Twist deeper, exhale. Then inhale, come back to chair pose, realign, and kind of like that flow before. Exhale, ribcage to your thighs, keep your arm bones behind you. Inhale, rise to stand, left knee into your chest, grow tall. Exhale, sit your left leg forward. Deep inhale, stand tall. And then exhale to warrior three. So if you want to modify, feel free to take airplane pose once again. Otherwise, stretch your arms forward. With that same action with the lower body as you spin your left inner thigh up to the sky. Root your tailbone down and lengthen through your spine. Smooth breath in and long breath out. Keep your eyes steady and breath smooth. 2 more cycles. Take one more full inhale. This time as you exhale, bow forward into standing splits. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, lift your left leg a little bit higher. 2 more breaths like that. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Then on the exhale, heavy the head and lift your left leg even higher than the last time. 1 more, big breath in, and then full breath out. On your next inhale, lift your chest, flex your left foot, and then as you exhale, hover your left foot beside your right. Take an inhale, look forward, and as you exhale, have a seat and scooch your bum to the floor, knees beside each other and arms parallel. Breathing here, now float your right leg up to meet your left. Shoulders draw down your back. Take a big breath in, and then open boat pose. Send your legs forward, keep your belly pulling in, and reach your arms forward. Holding here for 3. Keep breathing. So even into the strength of the moment, can you find a little softness? Take 1 more deep breath in, then as you exhale, head and shoulders go down, but your legs go up. Go ahead and interlock your fingers behind your head. Take a big breath in. And then on an exhale, lift your head and shoulders up, but let your hands be like a hammock, so your head is really releasing back into your hands. Then with your belly drawing in, keep your lower back squished down onto the floor. Then lower your right leg forward, only so much that your low back can stay down, and eventually it will be to a hover. Your right leg will stay where it is, then slowly tap your left heel to your right toes, and then send your left leg all the way back up a little closer to your chest. 4 more like that. Inhale, left heel to right toes, and then exhale, pull your left leg up. Take 3 more at your own pace, keeping your legs long and strong, keeping your breath long and strong. And after your 3rd one, keep your left leg high, pause. Float your right leg up to meet your left. Relax your head and shoulders, and then bend your knees into your chest. Take a big Buddha belly breath in. And then as you breathe out, lift your forehead up towards your knees. Kind of like how we came into this flow, open boat pose. Reach your arms and legs forward. Holding here, big breath in. Navasana as you breathe out, either with bent knees or with straight legs. Draw your shoulders down your back. Smooth breath in. Easy breath out. Then from here, step your feet to the floor, bringing your feet together. Use your hands to support yourself into a standing forward fold at the top of your mat. Halfway lift is your inhale. Fold into yourself, exhale. Then bend your knees, inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Twist to the left as you exhale. Bring your right upper arm to the outside of your thigh, and then lift your chest. Let your breath move into your side and into your back body. And so just like when we did that chair pose at the beginning with the block between your thighs, can you feel that same illumination into the center line of your body? One more cycle here. Keeping both of your knees bent. On your next inhale, chair pose. Realign the spine as you reach up. Exhale, ribcage to thigh, arm bones swoosh back. Then inhale, rise to stand, draw your right knee up into your chest, reach and stretch up. Exhale, send your right leg forward. Inhale, stand tall, warrior three as you exhale. Again, option to take airplane pose. Smooth out your breath. And even though you're standing on a long, strong left leg, keep a little softness at the knee. So really using the muscles to support your bones. Then work to spin your right inner thigh up towards the sky. And anchor your tailbone down. Keep pulling your belly in. And whether you have your arms in full warrior three or in airplane pose, lift your arms up. Lift your breath up. Take one more full inhale. Fold forward, standing splits as you exhale. Then 3 dynamic breaths. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold and lift your right leg higher. 2 more like that. Inhale, long spine, long neck. Exhale to bow. 1 more. Inhale deeply. Exhale, completely lift your right leg even higher. Inhale to lift your chest, pause. Flex your right foot and then hover your right foot beside your left. Take an inhale, look forward, and then shoot your leg forward, have a seat, bring your knees beside each other. And then bring your big toes to touch. Draw your shoulders down your back. Belly to spine, breathing. Full inhale, and then open boat pose as you exhale. The heels are lifted, your shoulders are lifted. Take 1 more full deep inhale, then as you exhale, legs go up, head and shoulders go down. Then interlock your fingers behind your head. Pull your belly down towards the earth. Take a big inhale. Lift your head and shoulders up as you exhale. And then from here, once again, you want to pull your belly in so the low back stays down onto the earth. Reach your left leg forward to a hover as long as you can keep your low back down to the floor. So if you need to keep your left leg lifted like I'm showing here, all good. From here, take a deep breath in, your left leg stays where it is. Exhale, right heel tops left toes. Then inhale all the way up. Exhale, tap down. So do that 4 more times, and every time that you bring your right leg in, see if you can bring it even closer towards your torso. Again, relaxing your head into your palms, really focusing on activating the center of your body. So I lost track. We're going to call this last one the 5th one. Pause with your right leg up, then bring your left leg up. Relax your head and shoulders and bring your knees into your chest. Take a full deep inhale. On your next exhale, bring your forehead up towards your knees and pause. Then inhale back to your open boat pose. Hold in here, pull your belly in. Then deep breath in. Navasana with bent knees or with straight legs, breathe out. This is the last boat pose, I promise. Last breath. Then on this time, instead of bending the knees and placing the feet together, have them hip distance apart and support yourself into a standing forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale to fold. And then this one will hold You can take any option with your arms that you prefer. I'm going to suggest that you take your arms around the outsides of your legs so that your palms press into your calves with your fingers pointing down to help you deepen your fold. Let the weight shift into the knuckles of your toes. Keep lifting your sitting bones up towards the sky and widening them apart. Pull your belly in, deepen your fold. Last few breaths here. Let your next exhale be longer than the last one. And then release your hands to your hips, point your elbows up to the sky, and then inhale, stretch your heart forward as you rise all the way up to stand. And then once you're standing, lengthen your tailbone down towards the earth. Take an inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands come down the midline and to your hips. Stand on your right leg. Draw your left knee into your chest and then grab a hold of your knee. Option 1 is here. Option 2, your peace fingers and thumb are going to hook onto your big toe, and then you're going to send your left leg directly forward. With your chin parallel to the floor, so stay exactly as you are. Remember when we started standing in mountain pose with the block between our inner thighs? See if you can find that same connection to the midline even though you have one leg forward. And like mountain pose, settle your shoulders right on top of your hips. Then from here, start to open up your leg to the side. Bent knee or straight leg, it's all good. And work to firm the outer right hip into the midline. Take one more full inhale here. Then as you exhale, you're gonna bend your left leg, cross your ankle on top of your right thigh, and then bring your hands to heart. Take a deep inhale. Think of chair pose as you exhale, bend deeply into your right leg. And as you do that, send your sitting bones back and widen them apart. Then once you're as low as you can go here, then bow forward, taking your torso parallel to the floor. So you've got your block there at the top of your mat. If you want to release your hands from heart and just focus on opening up the hips, you're going to bring your hands to the block or maybe fingertips to the floor. If you do want to stay focusing on your balance, you can keep hands to heart or reach your arms alongside your ears. Smooth breath. Keeping your belly drawing in no matter where you're at. Soften your forehead and soften your jaw. So from here, wherever you're at, bring your hands to heart center. And on your next inhale, squeeze into your right butt cheek, rise to stand, draw your left knee to your chest, and then exhale, send your left leg forward. Lift it up a little bit higher, and then slowly float it down towards the earth. Release your arms. Inhale, reach and stretch out. Exhale, bring your palms down the midline. Bring your hands to your hips, other side, shift onto your left foot. Draw your right knee up into your chest. Option 1, hold the knee. Option 2, your trusty peace fingers and thumb hook onto your right big toe, and you send your leg directly forward. Keep your eyes steady, but there's also a softness in the gaze so that we're not over-efforting here. So sometimes with these bouncing poses, it's like they're so challenging and we tend to tense up and harden, but can you soften into the moment a little? Soften into where it is that you find your balance. Two more cycles here. With your belly to your spine, when your next inhale arrives, just start to open up your right leg to the side. Keep firming the outer left hip into the midline. Then from here, you keep the external rotation of your right leg. Cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh and bring your hands to heart. Keep your right foot flexed. Take a deep inhale. And then as you bend into your left leg, the hips go back and the sitting bones widen apart. And then once you're as low as you can go, you can bow forward. If you don't want to worry about the balance, your hands can come to your block or fingertips to the floor. And if your ankle slid down your leg, you can see if you can bring it up a little higher onto your thigh bone. Breathing here. Or if you prefer to focus on the balance, keep your hands at heart center or reach your arms alongside your ears. Stay in the fullness of your breath. Last 2 cycles. And then with your belly to your spine, slowly bring your hands to heart. Start to rise to stand, draw your right knee up into your chest. Kick your right leg forward, and then slowly float your foot down to the floor. Release your arms. Inhale, reach and stretch up for the sky. Exhale, hinge at your hips, bow forward, Uttanasana. Halfway lift as you inhale. Step to plank pose as you exhale. Pause here, take a deep breath in. Lower all the way to your belly, breathe out. Then once you're down, place the tops of your feet to the floor. Keep your palms beside your ribcage. Anchor your tailbone in the direction of your heels, then using only the strength of your spine, begin to rise into low cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Keep your elbows drawing in towards one another, shoulders slide down your back. Actively stretch your legs for the wall behind you. And with your belly drawing in and up, can you curl up a little bit more? Take one more inhale to rise up, and then exhale to roll down. Once you're down, slide your forearms forward for space pose. So even though we don't have the block between our thighs now, again, hug in towards the midline. Stretch your legs back. With your forearms on the floor, pull your heart through the window of your arms as you curl your chest up, keeping your belly drawing in and up. And then you're welcome to stay here if you want a little bit more of a back bend. Begin to press into your palms as you lift your forearms. Keep drawing your shoulders down your back. Breathing here. If your arms move towards straight and you want a little bit more, you're going to start to walk your hands towards your hips, but take them about as wide as your mat. Gather your elbows in, shoulders draw down your back, and then curl your heart up a little more. And there's no need to get your arms all the way towards straight. So they may be straight, but they also may be bent. It's all good. You keep drawing the sides of your throat back. And then allow for a fuller breath here, letting the breath really move into the front line of your body. And belly to spine. Take one more inhale to rise up. And then exhale, roll all the way back down. And then once you're down, pop onto your forearms once again. And then we're gonna take side plank. So move you can choose with your right forearm. Some people like to keep the fingers pointing straight. Some like to diagonal, and others like to parallel the right forearm to the front edge of the mat. The most important thing here is that your right shoulder is above your right elbow. Then prop onto your left fingertips and roll over onto your right hip. Then from here, as you can see with my right shoulder, move it into your upper back like so. You can use your left fingertips to lift your hips up, and then place your left hand to your hip, or reach your left arm to the sky. Side plank on the forearm. Feel for a long line from your heels all the way beyond the crown of your head, and keep lengthening your tailbone towards your heels. Take one more deep inhale to reach up, and then exhale. Bring your fingertips to the floor, lower your right hip down, roll through the center, place your left forearm onto the floor, diagonal it as you like it, and then roll onto your left side. Squeeze your legs together, and so with your left shoulder, press into the floor and then draw your left shoulder into your upper back. With your fingertips on your sticky mat, you can use your right arm to lift your hips. And then you can hold there, maybe your right hand comes to your right hip, or stretch it all the way up to the sky. If you want to challenge your balance, take your eyes up towards your right fingertips. But keep your hips lifting and keep your breath lifting. Breathe. Take one more inhale, lift your hips a little higher, and then exhale, right fingertips down, gently place your left hip down. Roll onto your belly. Plant your palms beside your rib cage. Curl your toes under. Your knees can be up or down. We're gonna go to plank pose. Roll your shoulders down your back. Imagine like you've got the block there. Squeeze the inner thighs in. Take an inhale. Straighten your arms as you exhale. Pause here. Big breath in. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. So 3 breaths in downward facing dog or option for child's pose. One more full inhale breath. Bring your knees to the floor if you're not already there. Exhale. Cross your ankles, have a seat, and send your legs forward. All right, so from here, with your legs forward, have your left leg straight. Bend your right knee in and then cross your ankle on top of your thigh, kind of like we did seated. Take your arms behind you to lean back and then step your left foot to the floor. Excuse me, so the further away that your left foot is, the less you're gonna feel this in your outer right hip. The closer it is, the more sensation it'll be. If you notice you're rounding into the lower back like I'm showing here, see if you can lift your chest and think to stick your butt out behind you. Just like when we did this pose standing, when you bent down, the hips went back and the sitting bones go wide. Breathing here. Move your right knee away from your right shoulder. And then you are welcome to hold here exactly as you are. Or with your left hand on the floor, take an inhale, reach your right arm up, and then reach your right arm. It doesn't matter what part of your, maybe it's the back of your hand, your wrist, your forearm, your upper arm, doesn't matter. Bring it to the sole of your right foot, and then gently press your foot and your arm into your foot, and then turn your chest open towards the left. But all of that action with your lower body still applies here. So sending your sitting bones back and wide. Move your right knee away from your right shoulder. Big breath to lengthen, and then twist to the left, exhale. 2 more cycles. And then slowly on your next inhale, come back to center, and then backstroke your right arm behind you. So your fingertips are about 6 inches behind you or so. Keep flexing your right foot and walk your left ankle so it's closer towards being underneath your left knee. Gather your elbows in and then inhale, lift your hips. You can keep your chin to your chest or take your gaze up. See if you can lift your hips a little bit higher. And then keep the shape of your legs. Slowly bring your hips back down. Once your bum touches, then lift your gaze. And then from here, slide your right leg forward so your shin is parallel to the floor, and then bring your left foot to meet it. I know I said no more Navasana, but it was only applied to that moment. Go ahead and reach your arms forward. You're welcome to hold the backs of your thighs. It's all good here. You're welcome to straighten your legs. Last breath. And if your legs are straight, then bend your knees, step your feet to the floor, send your legs forward and sit tall, Dandasana. Okay, let's do the other side. Keep your right leg long, bend your left knee into your chest, cross your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Take your arms behind you and then step your right foot to the floor. So once again, the further away it is from you, the less you're gonna feel this in your outer left hip. See if you can hug your shoulder blades together and lift your heart high. The closer that your right heel comes towards the body, the more you'll feel this in the outer left hip, and keep moving your left knee forward and breathe. And so you are welcome to stay here, just at center, or leaning onto your right palm. Take an inhale, reach your left arm up, and then reach it across your body so that your arm comes to the sole of your foot, whatever part of your arm gets there. Press your arm into your foot, draw your left shoulder down your back, big breath, and then twist to the right as you exhale. And as you add the layer of the twist, you may feel this, a deeper opening into the outer left hip. Easy breath in, and easy breath out. See if you can lift your heart away from your belly, sitting as tall as you can. Take one more inhale, sit tall, twist a little deeper as you exhale. Then inhale, come back to center, reach your left arm up, and then exhale, backstroke your arm behind you. And then once again, walk your right heel in if it's not already. Lean back, gather your elbows in, and then lift your hips. Smooth breath. If it's all right for your neck, go ahead and take your eyes up towards the ceiling. One more inhale, sit up nice and tall, lift your hips, and then exhale, the hips come down. From here, you're gonna slide your left shin parallel to the floor. This really is the last Savasana. And then right foot meets your left. Reach your arms forward, knees can be bent or legs can be straight. Smooth breath in and out. Just one more like that. And then from here, bend your knees, step your feet to the floor, send your legs forward, and return to Dandasana with your hands beside you. Sit tall with a long spine and a lifted heart. All right, from here, keep your right leg where you have it, and then open up your left leg wide so you're facing the long edge of your mat. For Upavishta Konasana. Take your fingertips behind you, lift yourself up so you can widen your sitting bones apart and then place them down equally and evenly. Then keep your fingertips behind you, inhale, sit up nice and tall, and then exhale, begin to hinge at your hips. So as you start to bow forward, you're gonna feel for the tone of your legs. Keep squeezing your legs, the leg muscles strong onto the bone, and then once you reach your limit, then feel free to take your arms forward and begin to fold. And see if you can keep that same tone of your legs as you soften and bow inwards. We're doing so much today to strengthen the inner thighs. Now it's to cultivate that sense of balance as you lengthen them. Allow your forehead to relax. And with every exhale, can you soften and surrender in a little more? Consider a longer exhale to encourage that sense of releasing, relaxing, and letting go. On your next inhale, slowly begin to rise on up, walk your palms in. And lean back, grab a hold just above your knees, and then lean back so that you can bring the soles of your feet together. Once again, fingertips behind you, lift yourself up, scoot your hips towards your heels, and then place your sitting bones down. Take a deep inhale, sit tall. You're welcome to hold here or reach forward and grab a hold of your feet. Take a big breath, long spine, and then as you exhale, begin to hinge at your hips. Perhaps your elbows may meet your upper inner thighs, and if they do, you can gently press them down and widen them apart. Soften your shoulders away from your ears. And keep your belly moving in the direction of your spine. Feel free to let your spine round and your head be heavy. And then with your belly to your spine, on your next inhale, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. And then once you're sitting tall, fold your knees together. Step your feet near to the front of your mat and reach your arms forward. Take a deep breath in. And then one vertebrae at a time, unravel yourself all the way down onto your sticky mat. And if you need the support, hold the backs of your thighs. And then once you're down, walk your knees in, hug them into your chest. Take happy baby pose, grab a hold of the outer edges of your feet. And see if you can keep your sacrum on the floor with the natural curve of your lower back remaining. And as you press your feet up toward the ceiling with the strength of your upper arms, draw your feet back down. And either staying at center if it feels like the right thing to do in the moment, gently rock from side to side. Otherwise, enjoy stillness at center. And then from here, slowly draw your knees back into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Step your feet to the floor. And then grab your block for a supported bridge pose. Your block can be on any height that you choose. With your ankles underneath your knees, on your next inhale, lift your hips and place your block onto your sacrum so that you can feel the whole weight of your pelvis release down. Roll your shoulders underneath you so that you feel for a lift at your heart. And just take a few breaths here, allowing the weight of your pelvis to ground down into the block. Feeling for a deeper softening into your hip flexors and into the psoas. You might even feel this opening just to the side of your belly button. Feel free to let the eyes close and take your attention inwards. Let your awareness settle on the rise and fall of your breath. And you can keep your feet on the floor, or if it feels okay for your lower back, you can go ahead and extend one leg forward, and then you can hold there. I'll let you know when it's halfway, or you can also stretch the other leg forward and breathe here. Wherever you're at, let there be an emphasis on your exhalation. If you had one leg stretched forward, go ahead and switch it out. Take the other leg forward, step the other foot to the floor. Easy breathing. Last 3 breaths. So if you have one or both legs stretched forward, slowly begin to bring your feet back so the ankles are underneath your knees and pause. Then lift your hips, and gently remove the block and roll onto your back. And once you're down, just take a moment of pause there. I like to bring my hands onto the upper thighs with the heels of my hands just at the crease of my hips and just traction the thighs away from the torso. Feel a nice release into your lower back. And then gently release. Allow your feet to connect and the knees to butterfly wide. And let your palms rest on your belly. Supta Baddha Konasana. Let your shoulders relax down onto the floor. If you haven't yet, feel free to close your eyes or just to let the eyes soften. And whether the eyes are open or closed, soften the forehead. And relax your jaw. Let your breath move freely in and out of your body. Nothing else to do here. Just let your breath breathe your body. Slowly release your hands to your outer thighs and then point your knees up to the ceiling. Once again, draw your knees into your chest and maybe gently rock across the spine. And then from here, we'll take a recline twist, take your arms out to the side, wiggle your hips over to the left, and then let your knees come down to the right. Let your head roll over your left shoulder. And I always like to place my palm on top of my thighs to get a deeper opening into the left side. Expand your breath into your left side body. And then with your belly to your spine, inhale, draw your knees to center. Wiggle your hips over towards the right, and then let both knees come down to the left. Placing your left hand on top of your thigh. Roll your head over your right shoulder. Think to stretch your right hip away from your right shoulder so that your whole right side body gets long. One more cycle here. And keep your knees over to the left. Sweep your right arm overhead so that you arrive to the fetal position on the left. And use your right hand to support yourself to come up into a tall sneeze. kneeling or cross-legged. And then as you feel for the length of your spine, balance your head evenly and equally between your shoulders. And just take a moment to settle into stillness here. Few moments of stillness, and if your mind feels distracted, let your attention settle on the rise and fall of your breath. Just watching your breath move in and out of your body. Take a deep inhale, sit a little taller. And as you exhale, fold your palms together at your heart center and gently bow your head into the light of your heart. And then from here, let your palms rise up to your forehead so that your thumbs press into the sensitivity between your eyebrows, just encouraging the intentions of our heart to be at the forefront of our mind. As always, from my heart to yours, namaste.